Hello guys, so welcome back to another session of Learning Unity with me. I think where we last left off, I'm not quite sure. I think we were, let's see, I think we had a challenge, right? Like a mini challenge. Oh yeah, this one. Like, oh yeah, right, never mind. So I think we have this game area, right? And from what we can do so far is when we click on a position, we could spawn a Pikachu. Oh no, I guess we need. Actually, no. I think that's the next video, right? Oh no, it's this video. Which one is this? Yeah. All right, so it's this video that we're going to spawn the Pikachu's based on the mouse location. All right, so that's where we last left off. I'm not sure if he gave us a challenge or not, but we'll go take a look. Oh wait, so yeah, this is a challenge. But he kind of gave us the code here. Well, let's see. So create an argument in spawn defender that receives coordinates. Use those coordinates when the spawning defender get the coordinates by calling GetSquareClicked somewhere with quotations. So let's go ahead and see which one is the enemy spawner, I believe. Yeah, I think so. Just load it up real quick. Alright, so what do we do? Wait, is it this one? Where do we spawn defender? Is it shooter? No, that doesn't make any sense. Game area, that's what it was. Alright. So we need to create a method called GetSquareClicked, which returns a vector 2, I think. I'll GetSquareClicked. So first create an argument that receives coordinates. So that'd be something like vector 2 mouse position or something like that. Oops. And then use those coordinates when spawning defender. Since this is vector 3, and say like new vector 2 mouse position dot x mouse position dot y, maybe, and then GetSquareClicked. I'm not sure how he did it, but I think he did reference this one, ScreenToWorldPoint. So click position, and then we convert it, or we normalize it, and then we return that position and instantiate it. So first of all, we need to be getting the position of the mouse, right? So it would be new vector 2. Actually, it would be input, I think. Yeah. Input dot get mouse position. Alright. Dot x input dot mouse position dot y, and then we want to normalize the mouse position, the world position. So then we're going to do world position. So we go camera main dot screen to world point. We pass in mouse position, and then return world position. We did get some errors if I remember correctly. So it's here. There is no argument given that corresponds to the required formal parameter. Spawn defender vector 2. Oh. GetSquareClicked. That should do it. Yep. Alright, let's see if it works. My army of Pikachus. Dang. They're overpowered. Alright, so how I think this works is that when we get the position of the mouse, we're basing off, I'm guessing the screen resolution, so we're basing off the pixels. So like, let's say this is, I don't know, 300, and then, I don't know, like 900, this position here, which, is good, which is, not bad, but I think when we have smaller resolution, it becomes harder to choose. Like, let's say if we had turned mouse position, right, instead, let's see what would happen. I predict that there should be some like distance errors, maybe. Okay, what happened to it? I don't see it. It's weird. So they don't even show up. Wait, let me zoom out, because they could be appearing from somewhere else. So we do create a clone. See, look, like the position is all the way over here. So we need to normalize it so that it appears more properly. So that's why we do that. And I realized I didn't really need to comment that, but it's okay. It's okay. So yeah, so we got down that part. So let's go ahead and just see it one more time in all its glory. Let me just update the Pikachu prefab. I don't think I really changed anything, but just to be safe. That way we can just delete this now, and we could just, oh, and that's why we need to go to game area and plug in the defender, and yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. definitely reduce the rate, because yeah, this is overkill. All right, so let's continue on. I wonder if it would have been better if we placed it here. So like, we could have done it like this. So instead of this, right, we'll have it as GetSquareClicked, and then just remove this. And that way we don't really need to worry about passing arguments in here. Wait, what? Oh. It should work the same, I think. So yeah, I wonder why. I mean, he's just showing us, but I think this might be better because then we don't have to worry about passing arguments here. I don't know. It might be used later on. I don't know. Had this idea, which might make the particles look better, because I know, like, I'll just create it just to show. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Well, let's create a particle system. Move the order and layer 5. Reset. So basically for the color, I wanna make it have the same color as the object. So I think I remember doing that before by accident. Random color, random between gradients. The shape? No. Color. Is it this one? No. Color by speed. Oh, that's interesting. I think I tried thinking, I thought that it was like placing the sprite, but it was actually just the color. Oh, this one, texture. That's what it was. So it matches the color, so let's go to lizard. Say walking. And basically what I'm going to do is get the particles, I think. Don't know where I put it though. I think prefab. And explosion materials. Right. VFX. Alright, so instead of this one, we're going to VFX and then use these. I meant these. These two. So alpha blended, select. And then I create an empty, wait, not create an empty, create a particle effect. Particle system, reset, render. We got a texture. Which is shape. And then we're going to put the material and then the texture sheet animation. Make it 3. I think that looks good. And this is saying ensure the read and write. It's enable for the particle system's texture. So I think what that means is just like before we go to Unity. Let me just do that real quick. So we gotta go to the lizard. I think at the lizard jump. Here go to properties. Yeah, it looks like it's you can read and write on it. So I think so. I think it works. So alright, so we're just gonna edit it to make it look better. So we're gonna lower the life cycle to, which means this is how, like, within 1 second we try to do 50 particles essentially. So let's go to mission, set to 0, do burst. Let's lower the lifetime to 1 as well, or how about 0.5? Yeah. Starting speed. Two. We're gonna add more particles. And that looks good. Actually, that's fine. We're gonna increase the speed a little bit. I think that's good. Now we're going to decrease the size to, how about, by half of it. Yeah, I think that's way better. Alright, so we're going to put lizard death VFX. And then we're going to go to our prefab. This is like the front end stuff, and I shouldn't be focusing on it too much, but I don't know, it just came up to my head, and I think it looks pretty good. So we got a lizard. Go here instead. Place this. So let's go see how it looks. Oh, forgot to delete this. Alright, now let's go try that. Looks good. Looks pretty good. That disable looping. What else? I think that's it. I mean, I know he added rotation. She did like 360 or something like that. Or between two. It was like negative 180 to 180 or something like that. Just to increase the randomness even further. Alright, I'll just stick with that one. We do have this issue here, but I guess let me just quickly search that up just to solve it. So it's ensure rewrite is labeled particle system unity. Wait, what? Error because your image has not been marked as enabled. Here's how to fix it. Ah, wow. So basically you just go to sprites, go to loop scissors jump, and then yeah, there we go. Simple as that. Now you get to keep it. Alright, so let's go ahead and continue. Oh yeah, next thing is a quiz. Wait, before we do that, actually, let's look at the Q&A. Defender spawning at 0, 0. Alright, let's see. And when I click anywhere from the core game area, the cactus spawns at 0, 0. In the screenshot, ignore that lone cactus. I'm guessing this one. In the same screenshot, I clicked below. So let me see how he does it. Which should be the same, no matter what. So the defender, on mouse down. So we call him the spawn defender. It calls on this. Pass in the vector to. We normalize it. Return to position. Then it gets passed in here. Oh, that's weird. Oh, well, I didn't see that. Alright, what's this? I was getting this error because my game camera wasn't tagged as main camera. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know the main camera was tagged like that. Alright, what is this? This lecture is a golden case where Rick should analyze himself. When he's done with this huge info regarding world position, it's that he goes, hopefully that was clear. I know it's a lot. I've explained this here and there in a few different ways. No, you haven't. And this is my biggest gripe with this course. The constant R, we've gone through this several times. No, you haven't. I mean, I don't quite remember. I guess it's because I did some supplement learning. I guess I actually I looked it up and read the documents and tried to understand it the best way I can before continuing with the course. Maybe that's what was different. Like maybe he just watched the lecture, which I don't mind. I probably would have done the same too back then. So I guess so, yeah. I kind of agree with that then. Oh, yeah. Alright, I didn't read this part. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. I'm very grateful for this course, but it's critique. Oh, wow. Let me actually read this. So thanks for the feedback. Yada yada. Like yours, there's a comment saying that there's repeat. I'm constantly trying to display. I really appreciate feedback for this content. Alright, so if I understand your example, you're getting stuck. Wait, no, he said. Oh, why? He doesn't understand. Oh, my bad. Oh, never mind. He talks. I thought he was gonna talk more about this, but it's fine. I guess you mean ScreenToWorldPoint. When you get a mouse, you get as pixels coordinates, so you need to convert it to Unity's world units. So for example, your mouse position is in pixels 50 to 100. Your instantiate method will spawn it way far from your camera in the X15 of world units and 200 world units. Oh, based on the world units of Unity. these coordinates wouldn't match properly. That's the reason why you need to convert it to world position. If you want to spawn it where you press your mouse button, and this method converts your X for D, let's say 2 and Y to 7 world units. Cool. Why do we need to use... Oh yeah. Object spawning. Wait, what? I spent some time trying to fix this bug with no luck. Basically, when I click on the game area to spawn a defender, the X and Y position of the ladder are the same as X and Y of the main camera. Really? What? My camera has the position in the camera. Well, like the camera, of course, doesn't have any collider. Maybe the projection. Okay. So perspective, I think, is for 3D, and orthographic is 2D. Alright, I think we can move on. So you found a bug. Your projectiles are passing through the enemies and not damaging them. Which of the following would not be responsible for this bug? Would not be responsible. Your projectile has no collider. That could be a possible bug. Your enemy has no collider. That also could be a possible bug. Your enemy and projectile are on the same default layer. I don't think that should really cause a bug. Your projectile script has not been added to the projectile. That's not really a bug. I mean, actually, I guess if it's saying what could cause an error, then yeah, not having the projectile script to the projectile might cause this error. Having no collider for the enemy might cause the error. Having no collider on the projectile will cause the error, but having them on the same default layer, that's what I did for this one, and that doesn't really cause any problems. In this object.cs, we are testing for collision. What is the benefit of writing private void on trigger enter 2D instead of private void on trigger enter 2D? What's the benefit? Well, we can write an additional code in our method that manipulates the game object that collided it with us. I think that's a good benefit. It allows us to show the game object that this object.cs is attached to. Now you can do that without needing to know the other collider. This is the only way to trigger sound effects and VFX within our on trigger enter 2D. I don't think so. You can trigger sound effects and VFX just fine without needing to know the other or what collided with this object. This is the only way to print information about the object that the script's attached to into the console. So what I'm saying is that 3 out of 4 of these only consist of doing something with the current object that's attached to the script, as opposed to talking about using the other object. So I think it would be this one. We can manipulate the other game object that collided with us. Yeah. How do we change the following method so that our code doesn't lose its mind, i.e. return a null reference error? If you've forgotten to assign an effect to the depth VFX variable, private void trigger depth VFX. Oh, when it wants to catch an error. I think we did that. We made sure, like this one. So if this is kind of confusing for me too, because I think for me it would be a lot easier for as a beginner like me to read it like if depth VFX does not equal null or equals null, then return. But here, even though depth VFX is an object, using the not checks for the nullability. Is that what I'm thinking about? So if not depth VFX, which means that there's no object, then return. I think it's this one. But then, it's not really, because from what I know from this exclamation point, that it inverses the Boolean value. So if you're trying to check if something is false, then you would do not in front of it. But here he's doing it on an object, which didn't know that was possible. Maybe it's a C# thing, I don't know. Unless you can do it in Java. Let me go check. Java Online Compiler. So let's just make an object. Can we still run that? Does that work? Yeah, it still works. Alright. Print. Oh, my bad. Yeah, so it doesn't work like that in Java. This is C#. Is there an object class in C#? There is. Alright, so we'll go to an online C# compiler. So object. Let's see if that works. Alright, cool. It's debug.log. Oh, maybe it's a Unity thing. I don't know. At this point, I think I just gotta remember at least that that's how it works, I guess. So which of the following will allow us to test to see if the player has clicked on an area which contains a collider? On mouse down. When creating a method, what is the terminology used to describe content in the parentheses? In other words, what do we call question mark? We call it an argument. Cool. I wonder if they round it or something. I think that might be better. That's pretty smart. world position. Grid position. Let's see if we can do that right now, real quick. So we're gonna create a method called snap to grid, which takes on a vector to world position. And then we're gonna get an int snap x equals math f dot is a round to int. Yeah. And then return new vector to snap x, snap y. And then we want to call it here, so equals snap to grid world position. Let's see if it works. Yep, alright. Let's see this in action. Wait, what? Oh, forgot. Now it should work. My army of Pikachus. Dang. Is it lagging? Oh my god. I see what he's doing. It's actually pretty smart. Luckily my Pikachu just needs a little, just a scaling part, but you know, that's a good idea. So we have, so the reason why he had it like that is because technically, you know, when we click the actual, like let's say the cactus object that holds the body and the gun will be placed in the center, right? But we can move the body in respect to the parent, right? So we can adjust it in a way that makes it match to what we want. It's pretty cool. Nice. Oh wait, let's actually look at the questions. Current lecture, cyclic nesting error detected. I'm gonna try to prefab the new cactus game object after deleting the old cactus object prefab. It won't let me prefab it. Oh. No prefabs, I guess. Well, I guess that's, well, it's good to know. Yeah, so it seems like the cyclic nesting prefab. Yeah, I think that seems to be a common bug. Oh, here it is. Alternative to snap to grid method code if your cactus initial position isn't in the center of the square. Oh, you're going to use an offset. The x offset is equal to the decimal after the x position for your cactus, and the y offset is equal to the decimal after the y position for your cactus. So I guess you have to calculate this to find the center, which is pretty good too. It sounds like it's a good idea. This way, whenever you click, you can be sure that the cactus goes to the exact spot in the square that you want it to go without the need for a parent-child relationship. That's true too. It's actually a pretty good one. I'm gonna save it. Alternative way to snap to grid. Oops. Dang, it's a picture. Just delete it. And let me just type in or something like that. What's this? Oh, he's throwing an axe. Holy moly. He's killing some lizards with that. I'm hoping someone could simplify an explanation of how exactly kinematic and dynamic rigid body types are different from each other. Oh, Specifically, I had an issue where my lizard enemies' rigid body 2D components were set to dynamic, and this was causing them to collide with the core game area object, meaning they were getting stuck and couldn't pass into the core game area. But setting them to Kinematic solved this issue, and they were able to pass freely as they were supposed to. I can't get it. Alright, so I think I have the basic understanding, like the very, very basic understanding of kinematic and dynamic. I know that the main difference between the two is dynamic, you know, it considers the physics of the world, so like your gravity value and such. But in terms of like detecting the collision, you know, that is a good point. Why doesn't it detect a collision if it's a kinematic? Huh. Like, let me see that firsthand. So we're just gonna go to our lizard here, and then just change this. First of all, delete this. You know, we're just gonna leave it there for now. So let's change this to dynamic, and let's hit play. Well, I guess I can't really tell. How did he get it to work? Did he remove the physics? How did he get his thing to work? Did he just remove like he just removed the gravity? Oh, here it is. This collision detection, discrete versus continuous. Let's see how that looks. Will it actually detect the game area? It doesn't. Like, what? Why doesn't it detect it? Because game area. Is right here. It has a box collider. But then Lizard also has a capsule collider, so I wonder why they don't merge. Or like, why doesn't it prevent it from moving? Unless this is a trigger. No, it's not trigger. What? Alright, let's look at the questions. Actually, a good point. Can I collide with... Oh, that makes sense. Alright, this is pretty cool too, I guess. Good information. Kinematic does not collide with other kinematics, or only collides with dynamic bodies. And then there you go. Alright, cool. Whenever your mouse is on the grid, you can move the game object to the square and enable it. Basically, you do the same like what you did when Defenders. Instead of sending anything, you simply enable, disable it, look up the relevant methods. I mean, that'd be pretty interesting. I guess that'd be retuning. Create an indicator of the position. Create an indicator of the position. Create an indicator for the square whenever the user hovers over a location. So we would have to normalize it how I think about it. So I'm thinking we need to constantly check the mouse position only when it's in blue area. World point and creating an animation, I guess, of a glowing square or something like that. I don't know, I probably have to think about it a little bit more, but yeah. Alright, let's continue. So we're gonna create the UI, which is pretty cool. Sounds pretty cool. 15 minutes or 14 minutes. Oh wow, that's actually pretty cool. I didn't even see that. I know that's gonna be in the canvas. Oh, never mind. Oh, it's a button. It's actually, I guess I should have expected that. Oh, I just realized it's 1 hour, so. Alright, so I guess we'll just start this tomorrow or the next time I have time for this. And yeah, so I'll see you guys next time, so peace.